like usual, I'm going to go over my process for building lineups in SaberSim for tonight's MLB DFS slate. We'll do DraftKings, we'll do FanDuel, and we'll jump out of here. It'll be a real quick demonstration of the tools. Don't forget, if you like what you see, like and subscribe. That helps us out. Check out TrueDFS.com where you can get access to these tools for a great price. It's like $25 more than you pay at SaberSim alone, but you get Goldie's projections, Sheets' projections. You get Brandon Cruz's, all his stuff for NASCAR that's like really, really sharp. We've had a lot of winners in NASCAR this year. And we've got the Patriot Analytics model for DFS and betting. I mean, there's a lot here, a lot to like on offer. So check that all out. And yeah, with that, let's get started. I'm going to build first using SaberSim's projections. It's a huge slate. I really only want to grade 5-man stacks. You can build plus EV lineups that aren't 5-man stacks, but we only get 5,000 lineups. And if we start building all those kind of, she says, hoodoo stacks, we're going to get a lot of negative ROI lineups, and we might as well grade 5,000 that we, have a better chance of that pool having positive ROI lineups. So I don't want to waste any. 5,000 is not a lot, right? If we had 20,000, if we had 50,000, we could let it build all kinds of lineups and see where we get to plus EV lineups. But given that we don't have that many shots here in 5,000, I want as many as I can that are going to be plus EV in terms of these contest sims we're going to run. What's up? Afternoon to you too, Andy. So let's take a look. I mean, I looked at weather and it doesn't look bad. Some green yellows there to kind of look out for, but nothing too bad here. Arizona, Colorado, but we're probably not playing pitchers there, and I doubt you get I won't fully rule out a delay, but I don't expect. Yeah, I mean, doubt you get a delay anyway. But if you do and it affects pitchers, it's probably not going to affect hitting. And so I don't know. We'll see. We got a ton of Arizona yesterday. I gotta imagine we get a ton today. It's a bigger slate. I don't think we're going to be like 50% Arizona like we were, but we're going to have a lot. Averaging 7 runs in Colorado. We're gonna have a lot of Rockies too. We had a lot of Rockies yesterday that didn't go too well. Eduardo Rodriguez shut him down. Who's Arizona got going here? Fott. I mean, Rockies suck. Fott's nothing though. So I imagine we're getting some Rockies again today. They've got a strong total. They're right there with Kansas City and Detroit. They're, a little above the Yankees. Smidge. We have to check the betting markets to see if that's quite right, but SaberSim's got them ahead. So, all right, let's see. We got the builder finalizing lineups. We'll take a look at Goldie's projections too. Let's see, you got hitters coming up towards the top. Jack Peterson's still almost min-price coming up. Corbin Carroll makes sense. You can get all these Arizonas. Do like a hand build, see if we get any Arizona, if we could, how hard it is to fit them in. We'll build for like a small field, single entry, and we'll do the MME stuff here. Okay, let's see. SaberSim, exposures, pitching. Framber at the top, Jack Perkins at the top, Boyle coming in, Morton coming in, Kikuchi. And we're kind of spread out. 33% is our highest owned. Okay. Well above the field, though, on both Framber and Jack Perkins. I mean, Framber's a pretty decent matchup against Baltimore here. Framber had a rough start last time in New York, though. But who knows? Data looks good on him. He's our top projected pitcher in SaberSim and Goldies, and it's by a pretty good margin. DeGrom's got a tough spot in Toronto. They don't strike out a lot. They're a good team. Of course, it's DeGrom, but the price is expensive compared to all these cheap guys you can get. It's another reason we'll get to a lot of Arizona and a lot of these bigger stacks. Maybe we'll get to some high price, like Oakland gets high priced in there, and Angels look good. Dodgers, going to be high priced, but maybe we get to them just given how cheap the pitching looks. Let's take a look. Yeah, top stack Arizona, top 5-man Arizona. You get the Angels, Rockies in there, Royals, Braves, Dodgers. Okay. So it's still just Arizona by a mile if we use SaberSim. Let's take a look and build a pool of lineups using Goldie's projections. And let's see how having a different pool of lineups might impact our portfolio. And as we've seen, like day in and day out, it's got a pretty big effect. It could really change, where we get what we get to. So we'll see. Don't remember, like and subscribe if you like what you see. Give a shout out in chat. And, all these tools are the price is right. I do this day in and day out, the same exact process. And you'd ask, what do I need to see this again for? You shouldn't have to see this that many times to get an idea. If you want to see someone else's process or how that process can inform yours or help yours out, you shouldn't have to see it over and over again, because I do the same thing day in and day out. And yes, why? Well, one, it's to demonstrate the tools, right? I mean, obviously we sell these and we're proud to sell them and we think they're great. And the other reason is that it does help me to just do it and talk it through every single day and get reps in. So I got to do this right before lock. Things happen. I want to be as adept at using these tools as I can be. And the more I do it, the better I get. And even if it's the same thing, it's the same thing when you do a bench press every time. But you add a little bit more and you get a little bit sharper each time. And DFS is tough. The market's pretty efficient. People know how to play. People have the best tools. So any edge we can get. So if we could be a little bit better at using them, then that's what we're going to do. And take any edge there is in fantasy these days. All right. Exposures using Goldies. Changes a little. Yeah. I mean, we get Perkins right up there with Framber. So there's a little change on Perkins, a little more him, a little less of Valdez. Boyle right there. Then Kikuchi jumps up. DeGrom falls a little bit, at least in terms of what else, but pretty flat still. It's not going to change much. So seems today Goldie's pretty in line with SaberSim, at least in the early part of the day. His projections are coming in right there in Arizona and the Angels, Kansas City, Colorado. Overall, right there in Arizona. So really, really lockstep today. Didn't get a ton of difference. Let's see if we build using Goldie stuff. I'm not a hand builder. I'm not a hand building bro, as they say, but we got a showdown. Okay. But it is always fun to do this. And, it's a helpful exercise. So let's build, let's say the 121. These are usually the type of things I like to play if I'm playing single entry. So let's see. I mean, we could start with Arizona. Seems in single entry, that's like the way to go. Now, I don't know for sure that that's what the builder would give us, but we're getting a huge percent in MME. They're going to be chalky, but let's take a look. See the prices. I mean, the prices are a lot. All right, so we're going to have to look for value to get him in. So maybe we do this Jack Peterson thing. The ownership doesn't look too bad on him either. So let's do this Jack Peterson thing. Let's see if there's anyone on Texas. Like, let's see who the highest next best value is on Texas. Corey Seager coming in a good value. Josh Smith looking decent. So let's do like Seager. Well, let's see if we could get Seager. We're going to need some of that cheap pitching to play Arizona, I think. Let's see. Gurriel was good yesterday. You get Thomas or McCarthy are both in there today. Locklear looks like a good price. He has not been great. He's like one homer since his trade. Now, Del Castillo played yesterday. They could use McCann against the righty, but it's not like a day game after a night game, so you could see Del Castillo in there still. He tells a lot. Blaze, Price is Right. And then your Lourdes. And let's just go. I think it's going to be Del Castillo. Let's see who. The industry has Del Castillo projected, so we'll get him in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go Cattell. Now, can we get Framber? Is the question. Framber. Let's go with the Perkins. Yeah, I mean, you could certainly do this. Play Arizona with the top projected pitching. Use some value there. I mean, Seager's not like cheapo either. It's Corey Seager. So there's a hand build using Goldie stuff and just eyeballing stuff today. You could get in the chalk, no problem. Which just means they're probably going to be chalk. I mean, that's why they're chalk. High projection. Could fit them in with the cheap pitching there is today. So watch out for that. You know, something in mind. Angels, if Perkins is that high owned, I don't know that he's going to be, but he's good. Boy, we're not getting a high ownership projection on him, but it feels like he just makes a lot work. If that's the case, Angels probably look solid too in that minor league ballpark against Perkins. He's lefty or righty. Doesn't matter, the righty. Okay. Most Angels' power comes from the right side, but nevertheless, it's a nice little idea, fun hand build. Let's go over see what happens if we do this process on FanDuel. All right, we got the same teams. Yes, okay. Use Saber Sims. Now, I'm only going to build 4-mans and not the 4s with all one-offs. I mean, correlation is king. Again, like on DraftKings, some of those could be good, but we only get 5,000 lineups. Most of those are going to be bad. And I want my pool with as many positive ROI lineups, as many good candidate lineups as I can get, because I only get 5,000. And that's not a lot on any slate. It's really not a lot on a 12-game slate. It's nothing. So I am going to go with just lineups that I think make sense. Who's Goldie got on FD? Oh, wow. Look at the difference here. I mean, Framber, 22 points ahead of anyone else, and then everyone else is bunched up. I imagine we're just going to get a whole metric ton of Framber here. But we'll see. Goldie has him. He has DeGrom closer. I think we're going to get a lot of Framber. This 21% ownership probably ain't right. We'll see. At 21%, a guy that's projecting that much better than everyone else, he's that much more money on a site where the pricing's soft. I'm going to guess 40% Valdez. That's my guess. Exposure, close. 35.3. Then you got Perkins, Morton, DeGrom, barely anyone besides these guys. Kind of spread out in 150 after Valdez, but still, over on Perkins, over on Morton, over the field on them. That's still tons of Valdez, I'd say. Not quite as much as I predicted. Let's see, 4-man stacks. Yeah, there's the Angels. More than Arizona. Must be a pricing thing. Ownership. I mean, it could be ownership too. Angels, Arizona, Royals, Houston, Dodgers. Pretty spread out after those two, but a lot of Angels in Arizona. Overall, it's way more Arizona. Good amount more than the Angels, but in the 4-mans, tons of Arizona. Makes sense. I like it. I'm going to predict. Let's build with Goldie now. I'm going to do the same thing. I'll do the little prediction game. Goldie's got him. Let's see what the difference in projection from the next guys are. Goldie has him 11 points higher than Perkins, as opposed to SaberSim, which has Valdez right about the same. Goldie has less of a difference between Valdez and DeGrom, though. So I'm going to guess we're nearly the same on Valdez. Maybe a little lower. I guess maybe a little lower on Valdez. Predictions. Set the line. Handicap it at 32.5. And I'm going 32.5 is the efficient price on Valdez ownership on using Goldie's inputs. Stacks, Arizona, we got what, 22? I'm going to guess we get more Arizona than we do using Goldie's. I guess the reason I say that is you got a lot of cheaper pitchers, like a little bit closer to Valdez in the projections. So maybe that lets you get to more Arizona on FanDuel. We'll see. Goldie's got the ownership higher, but this shouldn't affect things too really when we build. What if we built our own field, which is maybe something we can experiment with in the coming days. Maybe we should a little here, but let's see. I haven't played on FanDuel in a while. You know, it's like Sheets was saying, people don't build. A lot of people don't play on both sites for whatever reason, even like high volume players. There's a lot of people not playing both. One of the things is like figuring out your portfolio across both is hard. Could be one reason there aren't as many whales doing both. Oh my God. You'd think I did this already. 32.7. All right. Basically hit the nail on the head. Perkins coming up, Kikuchi, Morton, Minaya, like even less DeGrom. Less Charlie Morton, half as much Charlie Morton. Framber, look at that. Now let's see stacks. Can you go 2 for 2 on predictions? Yeah, way more Arizona. Way more Arizona because we're getting to more of those cheaper pitchers to get that in price-wise. Makes sense to me. Overall, way more Arizona. So there you have it. And, I prefer Goldie's projections. So you got to look at what I'd be doing. Like if the slate were now, I would run this process quickly using Goldie's projections, upload them, and I'd be ready to go. And then I'd be late swapping, right? As tallies come in, as ownership comes in, I'd be late swapping to find the best lineups after that. And I would, iterate on the late swap process throughout the night until the last game. And so you got to look at what I'm doing basically. And check out TrueDFS.com. Like and subscribe here. It helps us out. We got a new website coming that's going to make things more efficient and streamlined. So if you can't find everything, know that's coming up. And we appreciate you watching, and let's get it.